بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على النبي الصادق الأمين. It's me again. Whenever there is a shortage, they call on me. So here I am again. And as usual, one of the things that I like to talk about most of the times, or at certain times, is to clarify some terms that are often used, and most of the times they are either misunderstood or they are intended to mislead the public and others. And today I have chosen the term supremacy. The term supremacy. And I would assume that most people, when they hear this particular term, negative thoughts will overtake them. And most probably because the first thing that will probably click into their mind is the term white supremacy that we so often hear about every now and then. And we also hear about Western supremacy due to the negative history that is associated with these terms. But in reality, this term goes beyond the negative thoughts that many people think about. And I try most of the time to say it because it is important to understand the term before you express your opinion about the term or you make a judgment on the term. Now, the supremacy term, most of us definitely have a negative thoughts about because of the things that are associated with this particular term, whether the white supremacy term that makes the white superior on the black or the other races, or whether the Western supremacy, that is the Western world, is more superior than the Far East or the Middle East, and so on. So I personally, I have no problem with the term supremacy. And you should, all of us, we should not have any problem with the term supremacy, and you shall know why, inshallah. As a matter of fact, it's not only I don't have a problem, I believe in it, and I advocate it, and we should all. And you will know why, inshallah. Did it ever occur to you, and it came to your mind in reality, that we all of us, you, me, him, everybody, we all believe in supremacy without us knowing it and feeling it or thinking about it? We all have this supremacy in us. Don't we all believe in Islam? We all believe in Islam, right? We are Muslims. And because of that, because we believe in Islam, we believe in supremacy, because we believe Islam is supreme on all religions. So that's supremacy of the religion. So the supremacy itself is not a bad idea. So we all are Muslims and we believe in Islam, and we believe Islam has a supremacy. Don't we all believe that Islam is the perfect religion sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and is a way of life? We all do. Doesn't that make Islam superior? And it's not my word. I'm not gonna assume I am claiming Islam as superior. No, not me. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that claims Islam to be superior. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. ليظهره, that means to overcome. So that is, he is on top. ليظهره. In English, it is he who sent his messenger with guidance and the religion of truth to proclaim it over all religion. So that makes it superior. So Islam has a superiority as a religion. And we as Muslims, and we will talk about it inshallah. It is Allah also subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that's another verse that shows that Islam is supreme. وَأَنزَلَ إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ بِالْحَقِّ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ وَمُهَيْمِنًا عَلَيْهِ. It is He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who revealed the book to you to ascertain the truth that came in the other books before it and overcome it. It's وَمُهَيْمِنًا عَلَيْهِ. He is on top. So that means it's superior on all the others. So it is clear that Islam, dear brothers and sisters, is superior. So we believe in supremacy without realizing it. We all have that supremacy in us. But we are going to make a differentiation with our supremacy and the supremacy that we know about the others. The supremacies you are familiar with, regardless of the name, whether it's a Western supremacy, a white supremacy, American supremacy, European supremacy, whatever it is, we should not hesitate ourselves in believing and advocating Islam and Muslim supremacy. We should not. And you will know why. Because there is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with it about Islam being a supreme religion on all the others? What's wrong with it? Do we have any problem with that? We shouldn't. See, the others believe their white supremacy and Western supremacy. They believe in that, and they speak about it in public. They believe in white supremacy, they believe in Western supremacy, they believe in American supremacy, and so on and so on. They believe in the supremacy of their values. They believe in the supremacy of their values. They think the values they have is the supreme values. So that's their supremacy. They believe and they have a supremacy of their own beliefs. They believe in their supremacy of the system, even the system, the political system. They believe it is superior on all other political systems. They believe in all that. Now this is very important. They believe in all that so much that they want the whole world to follow it. They believe in it so much that they want the whole world to follow this supremacy or this particular system and the values and beliefs that they have. They try to force it on others. It's not only they advocate it, they try to force it on the others. And they try to impose it on the whole world because they believe it is the right thing. And there's nothing wrong with that because we have the same belief. We do have the same belief also. We believe that we like to advocate Islam and be all over the world. But now there is going to be a difference between us and them. They came up, for example, what they call the Universal Human Rights and Declaration of Human Rights. And they took it upon themselves, those supreme societies that they call them supreme societies, they took it upon themselves to decide and determine what are the human rights for the entire human being. They decided the human rights are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They made that decision. They took it upon themselves because they believe they are the supreme and they can make all the decisions they want. And they believed and declared that they have the authority and the right to decide whatever the rights of human beings everywhere in the world and forever, and to protect that right. So when there's a human right violated in a place, they jump to protect it. They jump if someone is attacking some other group and they violate the human rights, they become angry and they go and defend those human rights in that particular area. However, when it comes to a certain other group, those human rights become nothing. So that's the double standard we always talk about, that I talk about most of the time. They have the right, they think and they believe they have the right to compel the others to follow their beliefs and their system and their values. And we all know, those who are old enough, they remember in the 19th century and in the 20th centuries, there are testimonial proofs of that, at least those who remember, in Africa and Latin America and many parts in Asia and Middle East, testifies on the fact matter, because these, what they call supreme, they made invasions, they caused imperialism, they imposed extreme economical policies on countries they believe violates human rights, or they believe they are not following their system, the way of their system. Now, the difference between that supremacy and our supremacy, Islam's supremacy, is the first, we don't have, nor do we give ourselves the right to enforce it on others. In Islam, لا إكراه في الدين. لا إكراه في الدين. We believe we are the supreme, but we do not force it on others, and we do not compel people by force to follow our way of life. We give them the message, and it is up to them. So that's the difference. Even though we are supreme in that area, but we don't enforce it on the others, and we don't compel others to follow. We do not compel and force our belief, our way of life, our values, and the way we live. We show them what it is, and it's up to the public. In their views, no, you have to follow this way of life. These are the human rights. You have to follow this system. This is dictatorship. This is this. This is that. You have to follow their system. And we all know that this is the fact. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. Oh, you who do not believe, we do not worship what you worship, and you don't worship what we worship. So you have your own way and your own system. We believe our way is superior as Muslims and as a religion as Islam, and we believe that whoever follows Islam is actually following a superior belief. Is following a superior belief system. And it is, we also believe, it is the best way any human being should follow. That makes it supreme. So we believe in supremacy because we believe our values, our religion is on the top, and so inside ourselves we have the supremacy term in ourselves. We believe we have the perfect set of laws as Muslims. We all believe that. We have the perfect set of laws that are set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We believe that we have the perfect set of ethics. We believe that, don't we? We have the perfect set of ethics. And we have the perfect set of morals, whether on our individual level or on the state level or on the national level. We have the best set of all these values in our life and in Islam. We believe in the perfection and superiority of what we believe in. We believe that. We also have absolute conviction and absolute commitment to that certainty. There's no doubt about it. We have no doubt. If you talk to anybody who is a practicing Muslim, he has no doubt, he has total conviction that Islam is superior on all and everybody else. On the other hand, dear brothers and sisters, the Western world, or the civilized nations, or the civilized world as they call themselves so often, do they have that commitment and that conviction? No, they don't. Because they try to impose and force what they refer to as the enlightenment values that I talk about, and the morals and the ethics. But when the time gets tough, for them, those values go out the window and go out the door. For example, recently, we have talked before, and I mention it again, to see those values, the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression. In the past few months, the students of universities and colleges demonstrated expressing their views and their way of thinking. What was in return? What was in return? Where are those human rights? Where are those human values? Where are those that you are talking about, the freedom of speech and freedom of expression? Where did they go? Why don't you let those people express themselves? But the exact opposite. So when things get tough, all those values they believe in, they throw them out the window or out of the door. Whereas the Muslims, we as Muslims, through history, even though during the colonization, during imperialism, during occupation, during poverty, during wars, during invasions, we have maintained our belief. Nothing changed in our belief. They changed their belief. Today, anti-abortion, tomorrow with abortion. There's always a change as things get tough, but we in Islam, our values, our set, everything is always the same, does not change. Even during hard times, like I said, imperialism, occupation, poverty, and so on, and so on, and so on. Muslim societies, dear brothers and sisters, yes, we have individuals, but the rules, we don't change the rules. Yeah, individuals cheat, individuals steal, individuals lie, but does the expression, if you commit a mistake in an Islamic state, does the ruling change? No, it doesn't. It's the same, it is set. It doesn't change as things get tough and things as time goes on. Muslim societies, dear brothers and sisters, throughout all these events, maintained their strong commitment to Islam and its belief system, and that will not change. And we all know that throughout the centuries. We may have, like I said, we may have failed states. We may have failed states. States don't apply the Islam laws and all that stuff. However, the terms don't change. We may have failed states, but we don't have failed societies. Countries and governments, dear brothers and sisters, fall and are replaced, but the people remain the same, adhering and commitment. Throughout the history, government changed in our countries, in the Muslim countries, or where Muslims live, the government changes, but the people stayed the same, and they all behave in the same way. The set of values are there. Some people don't apply them, but the value is there. It doesn't change by itself. And we all remember that this, maybe I should not talk about this because it may not look good. We Muslims can very proudly, dear brothers and sisters, we should be very proud and be always on challenge that our Islam is superior. Don't ever feel weak about that. Always stand up and believe that Islam is superior. And if you are faced with a discussion, always express Islam from the top, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يظهره على الدين كله ومهيمنا عليه. So your religion is on the top. Always remember that. When you have a discussion with anybody, طبعا, for surety, we need to use wisdom, we need to use the regular and right vocabulary, but we should not fail to feel proud of our religion and our values, our ethics, our morals, even though the others think it is otherwise. You should be proud. And inshallah, with this I will finish. وأسأل الله عز وجل, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who listen and follow, inshallah. والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وجزاكم الله خير. Make dua. سؤال. But
he is emphasized. He supports it because all the message from Adam to the Prophet came calling for the same Islam. That's why we supported it. I think that's, you got to clear that up because we have some brother here who think he was sitting there.
Yeah, but
so we have superiors over up. He believed in Christianity. So
what that we mentioned the verse هو الذي أنزل إليك الكتاب مصدقا لما بين يديه. So it's confirming what is before of the books. ومهيمنا عليه, because it has more. Because it has more. So it has become superior on all the others, inshallah. جزاك الله خير.